Yes, good evening. Let's read some more. But I like to watch the news in 25 minutes. So I need to stop in 25 minutes.
Auschwitz concentration camp. Coordinates 50 degrees 0209 and 19 degree 1042. This is a good article. Click here for more information. Page extended protected. Auschwitz concentration / Auschwitz, German, Nazi concentration and extermination camp, 1940-1945, top. Gate to Auschwitz I with its albeit marked frei sign, work sets you free, bottom, Auschwitz to Birkenau House. The train track, in operation from May to October 1944, led to water gas chambers. 1. Coordinates 50 degrees 0209 and 19 degree 1042. Known for the Holocaust location German-occupied Poland, built by IG Farben, operated by Nazi Germany and Feststadtstaffelkommandancy list. Auschwitz concentration camp, German concentration / Auschwitz, pronounced Auschwitz, also KL Auschwitz KZ Auschwitz, was a complex of over 40 concentration and extermination camps operated by Nazi Germany in occupied Poland, in a portion annexed into Germany in 1939. 3. During World War II and the Holocaust. It consisted of Auschwitz I, the main camp, Stanliger, in Auschwitz, Auschwitz II Birkenau, a concentration and extermination camp with gas chambers, Auschwitz III Monowitz, a labor camp for the chemical conglomerate IG Farben, and dozens of sub-camps. 4. The camps became a major site of the Nazis' final solution to the Jewish question. After Germany initiated World War II by invading Poland in September 1939, the Stadtstaffel, SS, converted Auschwitz I, an army barracks, into a prisoner of war camp. 5. The initial transport of political detainees to Auschwitz concentration camp. Coordinates 50 degrees 0209 and 19 degree 1042. This is a good article. Click here for more information. Page extended protected. Auschwitz concentration / Auschwitz, German, Nazi concentration and extermination camp, 1940-1945, top. Gate to Auschwitz I with its albeit marked frei sign, work sets you free, bottom, Auschwitz to Birkenau House. The train track, in operation from May to October 1944, led to water gas chambers. 1. Coordinates 50 degrees 0209 and 19 degree 1042. Known for the Holocaust location German-occupied Poland, built by IG Farben, operated by Nazi Germany and Feststadtstaffelkommandancy list. Auschwitz concentration camp, German concentration / Auschwitz, pronounced Auschwitz, also KL Auschwitz KZ Auschwitz, was a complex of over 40 concentration and extermination camps operated by Nazi Germany in occupied Poland, in a portion annexed into Germany in 1939. 3. During World War II and the Holocaust. It consisted of Auschwitz I, the main camp, Stanliger, in Auschwitz, Auschwitz II Birkenau, a concentration and extermination camp with gas chambers, Auschwitz III Monowitz, a labor camp for the chemical conglomerate IG Farben, and dozens of sub-camps. 4. The camps became a major site of the Nazis' final solution to the Jewish question. After Germany initiated World War II by invading Poland in September 1939, the Schutzstaffel, SS, converted Auschwitz I, an army barracks, into a prisoner of war camp. 5. The initial transport of political detainees to Auschwitz consisted almost solely of Poles, for whom the camp was initially established. For the first 2 years, the majority of inmates were Polish. 6. In May 1940, German criminals brought to the camp as functionaries established the camp's reputation for sadism. Prisoners were beaten, tortured, and executed for the most trivial of reasons. The first gassings of Soviet and Polish prisoners took place in Block 11 of Auschwitz I around August 1941. Construction of Auschwitz II began the following month, and from 1942 until late 1944 freight trains delivered Jews from all over German-occupied Europe to its gas chambers. Of the 1.3 million people sent to Auschwitz, 1.1 million were murdered. The number of victims includes 960,000 Jews, 865,000 of whom were gassed on arrival, 74,000 non-Jewish Poles, 21,000 Romani, 15,000 Soviet prisoners of war, and up to 15,000 others. 7. Those not gassed were murdered via starvation, exhaustion, disease, individual executions, or beatings. Others were killed during medical experiments. At least 802 prisoners tried to escape, 144 successfully, and on 7 October 1944, 2 Sonderkommando units, consisting of prisoners who operated the gas chambers, launched an unsuccessful uprising. 789 Schutzstaffel personnel, no more. Original use Army barracks operational May 1940 January 1945 Inmates mainly Jews, Poles, Romani, Soviet prisoners of war. Number of inmates at least 1.3 million. 2. Killed at least 1.1 million. 2. Liberated by Soviet Union. 27 January 1945 Notable inmates Auschwitz prisoners Adolf Berger, Edith Ager, and Frank Victor Frankl, Imre Tess, Maximilian Kolb, Primo Levi Fritz Nonabeda Irene Nemirovsky Tadeusz Fiatatajkowski, Witold Pilecki, Liliana Segreditstein, Simone Weil, Rudolf Huber Alfred Wetzler, Eloizel. Elsjoy Eddie Jakuladis Norbatos Yuski Notable Booksman Search for Meaning, 1946. If This Is a Man, 1947. Night, 1960. Mouse, 1980-1991. Website auschwitz.org/en/USCO World Heritage Site Official name Auschwitz-Birkenau German Nazi Concentration and Extermination Camp, 1940-1945, Type Cultural. Than 15%, ever stood trial after the Holocaust ended winking sad smiley 8, several were executed, including Camp Commandant Rudolf Höss. The Allies' failure to act on early reports of mass murder bombing the camp or its railways remains controversial. As the Soviet Red Army approached Auschwitz in January 1945, toward the end of the war, the SS sent most of the camp's population west on a death march to camps inside Germanland, Austria. Soviet troops entered the camp on 27 January 1945. A day commemorated since 2005 as International Holocaust Remembrance Day. In the decades after the war, survivors such as Primo Levi, Viktor Frankl, and Elie Wiesel wrote memoirs of their experiences, and the camp became a dominant symbol of the Holocaust. In 1947, Poland founded Auschwitz-Birkenau State Museum on the site of Auschwitz I and II, and in 1979 it was named a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Background. Camps and ghettos in German-occupied Europe. 1944 Auschwitz I, II, and II. The ideology of Nazism combined elements of racial hygiene, eugenics, antisemitism, pangermanism, and territorial expansionism. Richard J. Evans writes. 9. Adolf Hitler and his Nazi party became obsessed by the Jewish question. 10. Both during and immediately after the Nazi seizure of power in Germany in 1933, acts of violence against German Jews became ubiquitous. 11. And legislation was passed excluding them from certain professions, including the civil service and the law. A. Criteria V designated 1979. Third session, reference No. 31 Region Europe and North America. Harassment and economic pressure encouraged Jews to leave Germany. Their businesses were denied access to markets, forbidden from advertising in newspapers, and deprived of government contracts. 13. On the 15th of September 1935, the Reichstag passed the Nuremberg Laws. 1. The Reich Citizenship Law defined as citizens those of German or related blood who demonstrate by their behavior that they are willing and suitable to serve the German people and Reich faithfully, and the law for the protection of German blood and German honor prohibited marriage and extramarital relations between those with German or related blood and Jews. 14. When Germany invaded Poland in September 1939, triggering World War II, Hitler ordered that the Polish leadership and intelligentsia be destroyed. 15. The area around Auschwitz was annexed to the German Reich, as part of First Gau Silesia and from 1941 Gau Upper Silesia. 16. The camp at Auschwitz was established in April 1940, at first as a quarantine camp for Polish political prisoners. On the 22nd of June 1941, in an attempt to obtain new territory, Hitler invaded the Soviet Union. 17. The first gassing at Auschwitz of a group of Soviet prisoners of war took place around August 1941. 18. By the end of that year, during what most historians regard as the first phase of the Holocaust, 800,000 Soviet Jews had been murdered in mass shootings by a combination of German Einsatzgruppen, ordinary German soldiers, and local collaborators. 19. At the 1C conference in Berlin on 20 January 1942, Reinhard Heydrich outlined the final solution to the Jewish question to senior Nazis. 20. And from early 1942 freight trains delivered Jews from all over occupied Europe to German extermination camps in Poland, Auschwitz, Belzec-Chelmno, Majdanek, Sobibor, and Treblinka. Most prisoners were gassed on arrival. 21. Camps. Auschwitz I. Growth. A former World War I camp for transient workers and later a Polish army barracks, Auschwitz I was the main camp, Stammlager, and administrative headquarters of the camp complex. 50 kilometers southwest of Krakow, the site was first suggested in February 1940 as a quarantine camp for Polish prisoners by R. Padwigand, the inspector of the Sicherheitspolizei, security police, and deputy of Erich von Dem Bach-Ziliuski, the higher SS and police leader for Silesia. Richard Glucks, head of the concentration camps inspectorate, sent Walter Eiffeld, former commandant of the Sachsenhausen concentration camp in Oranienburg, Germany, to inspect it. 23. Around 1,000 m long and 400 m wide. 24. Auschwitz consisted at the time of 22 brick buildings, 8 of them two-story. A second story was added to the others in 1943 and 8 new blocks were built. 25. Reichsführer SS Heinrich Himmler, head of the SS, approved the site in April 1940 on the recommendation of SS Obersturmbannführer Rudolf Höss of the camp's inspectorate. Höss oversaw the development of the camp and served as its first commandant. The first 30 prisoners arrived on the 20th of May 1940 from the Sachsenhausen camp. German career criminals. Berufsverbrecher. The men were known as Greens, Grünen, after the green triangles on their prison clothing. Brought to the campus functionaries. This group did much to establish the sadism of early camp life, which was directed particularly at Polish inmates, until Auschwitz I, 2013, 50.0275 degree N 19.2050 degree E, Auschwitz I, 2009. The Prisoner Reception Center of Auschwitz I became the Visitor Reception Center of the Auschwitz-Birkenau State Museum. 22. Former Prisoner Reception Center.